Everyone is talking about ChatGPT, like it's magic. But here's the secret most job seekers don't know. You can actually build your own version of ChatGPT, called a Custom GPT, and make it work like your personal career coach. Imagine a tool that remembers your resume, your interview answers, and your dream job goals, and gives you tailored advice 24/7. That's not science fiction. That's what GPTs can do. Happy Tips Tuesday. I'm Imani, your career coach. I'm here to help you rise above the noise, stand out above the rest, build the skills that matter in this new AI era, and land your dream job. On this channel, you'll get real tips, interview prep strategies, and a few hacks I've picked up that can make a huge difference. Basically, I'm here to walk with you through the process, so you don't have to figure it out alone. Before we dive in, take a second to like this video so more job seekers can find it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Fun fact: LinkedIn reports that 79% of recruiters use AI to scan resumes before a human ever looks at them. That means if your resume isn't AI friendly, you're already behind. But here's the twist. With a custom GPT, you can flip that advantage back to you. So how does this actually work for you, the job seeker? First, think of a custom GPT as your personal assistant. You can upload your resume and job description, and then ask, how would you tailor my resume for this role? Boom. Instant feedback. Second, you can build an interview coach GPT. You feed it the job description, and it generates practice questions. Even better, it can analyze your answers and suggest improvements using the STAR method. Third, portfolio power. Say you're in customer service. You could create a GPT that stores common support scenarios. That way, when you interview, you can say, I even built my own customer service assistant to practice problem solving. That's next level initiative. Fourth, GPTs help with consistency. Instead of rewriting every cover letter from scratch, your custom GPT can generate versions tailored to each company while keeping your story and tone consistent. And here's the kicker. You don't need to be a coder to build this. OpenAI made it as easy as filling out a form. You just give instructions, upload examples, and your GPT is live. Fun fact: according to PwC, AI is expected to contribute $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. And part of that growth comes from everyday professionals learning how to use AI tools effectively. Custom GPTs are one of the fastest ways to get ahead. First, let's start with one of the most common entry-level jobs: customer service. This is where millions of careers begin, and it's also one of the easiest places to see how GPTs make a difference. Customer service can be one of the most stressful entry-level roles in the workforce. But let's be honest, it can also feel repetitive. Answering the same 20 questions all day, documenting tickets, calming down frustrated customers. Here's where a custom GPT shines. Imagine creating a GPT that stores the 50 most common customer questions, suggests polite, empathetic responses in real time, tracks your metrics so you can prove productivity gains. Instead of being stuck answering repetitive calls, you become the AI supervisor. You train the system, handle escalations, and make improvements. And the pay bump? Entry-level reps might earn $35,000 to $40,000 a year. But customer experience specialists who know how to manage AI tools, they're making $60,000 to $75,000, almost double. Next, let's move into healthcare. If you've ever worked in a hospital, clinic, or even medical administration, you know the paperwork alone can feel like a second full-time job. This is exactly where a custom GPT could save hours every week. Healthcare workers, from nurses to admin staff, are drowning in paperwork. Scheduling, intake forms, insurance claims. A healthcare worker could build a GPT that helps prep patient intake questions, checks forms for missing information, summarizes medical notes into clear language for patients. For example, a nurse could upload anonymized case notes into a custom GPT and say, "Summarize this for a patient with no medical background." Then, now you're not only improving patient care, but also freeing hours that can be devoted to patients, not paperwork. Pay difference? A medical office admin might make $42,000. But AI skilled coordinators are already crossing into the $60,000 to $70,000 range. Finally, let's look at a higher paying profession, civil engineering. Engineers are already in demand, but when they add AI into their toolbox, the value of their work multiplies. Civil engineers consult with AI to model bridges, predict maintenance, and simulate designs. A custom GPT could store formulas and design templates, compare regulatory standards for projects in different states, generate reports for clients overnight rather than weeks. That kind of leverage takes a $90,000 salary and pushes it into $120,000 to $150,000. Because time saved is money earned. That's not just a raise. It's proof that employers will always reward those who combine technical skills with AI skills. So the big question is, how do you actually create one of these? Don't worry, you don't need to be technical. Let me break this down step by step. Step 1. Open the Custom GPT Builder. If you already use ChatGPT, you'll see an option to explore GPTs. Click that, and then click Create. Step 2. Write your instructions. This is like giving your GPT its personality. For example, you are a career coach who specializes in healthcare resumes. Always format answers in bullet points and give star examples. Step 3. Upload examples. You can drop in your own resume, job descriptions, or even answers you've written. The GPT will learn from those and personalize its feedback. Step 4. Test it out. Type in a prompt like, "Give me 3 interview questions for a nursing role," and critique my answer. Watch how it tailors its response based on what you uploaded. Step 5. Save and use daily. Once you're happy, click Save. Now it's your personal job search assistant. Come back anytime, whether you're revising your resume, practicing for an interview, or tracking applications. And remember, the job seekers who adapt first are the ones who get hired first. Don't just use ChatGPT. Customize it. This is Tips Tuesday. And your tip today isn't just about using AI. It's about making AI work for you. Before you go, subscribe so you don't miss next week's tips. And if you want to go deeper, check out yesterday's Momentum Monday video on OpenAI Academy. It ties directly into preparing for what's to come in the next 18 months. I'll see you tomorrow.